Hello everyone, it's Evelyn here. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about how to keep your jewelry safe from the onslaught of chemicals that we apply on our hands on a daily basis just to keep clean and germ-free. So every time I go out, I'm always putting on the hand sanitizer, making sure I keep my hands clean and free of germs. Whenever I touch a surface, I want to sanitize that instant. When you go into a grocery store, you have wipes and you're using those wipes to clean the handles and whatever you're touching. But then I have rings on my hands and I'm wondering, are these chemicals going to affect the finish or the brilliance of my jewelry? So let's find out. So sadly to say, the best place to keep your jewelry safe is actually in your own jewelry box right now, because alcoholic or non-alcoholic sanitizers and chemical wipes can in fact damage your jewelry. But even with soap and water, please be careful that your soap doesn't have any particular abrasives, perhaps some exfoliants, or maybe some moisturizing beads, because even those little bits of nourishment in the soaps supposedly can actually affect and damage your jewelry. Exfoliants and moisturizing beads can leave a film or even scratch your gold and your jewelry. So just be mindful. But if you're out running errands and you really need to keep your hands clean, of course hand sanitizer is the best way to go. So here's some tips on what to do and what not to do. So first of all, know your metals first. The safest metal in respect to all these chemicals is yellow gold and platinum. So here I have my platinum wedding band, and I also have the Trinity ring from Cartier, and this actually has all three golds. It has the yellow gold, the rose gold, and the white gold. So luckily yellow gold and platinum are safe and are least affected by the chemicals. So if you do have jewelry that's only yellow gold or platinum, then you can rest assured that you're not harming your jewelry to a certain extent. However, if you have white gold or rose gold, that can be tarnished and it can get affected by the sanitizer, because white gold is plated with a layer of rhodium, and with extensive use of harsh chemicals such as sanitizer or bleach, that can tarnish and strip away that coating. And same with rose gold. Rose gold gets its rosy hue by adding copper to gold, and by using these chemicals can actually cause a reaction with the copper, which will affect the beautiful rosy hue that your rose gold jewelry tends to reflect. The worst metal is sterling silver. It will definitely tarnish even with alcohol or non-alcoholic chemicals. So be careful if you are wearing silver. The best way is just to avoid having it be in contact with those chemicals. Okay, what about if you have gemstones? Well, great news, diamonds are the strongest stones on earth, so they should be able to withstand some chemical contact. But it may still lose its brilliance and shine, especially when you're constantly slathering on the hand sanitizer. There are these little cracks and crevices that will collect the sanitizer. A lot of the hand sanitizers come with emollients like aloe vera gel or something that helps moisturize our skin a little bit, and it will collect in your setting. And what's worse is these sanitizers can actually loosen the setting of some of your jewelry with diamonds and perhaps other stones. So be careful when you do use hand sanitizer, perhaps to just not really put it directly onto your jewelry piece. And another thing is the porous stones such as sapphires, opal, malachite, onyx, and particularly pearl. These stones, when they come into contact, especially with pearl, the sanitizer will actually strip away its brilliance and shine and maybe erode away the surface of the pearl. And so definitely if you're wearing these kinds of softer porous stones and pearls, to always avoid contact with these chemicals. So including perfume, which is alcohol, deodorant, aerosol spray, hairspray, all of these things can definitely create a coat, damage the coating, leave a very sticky film on the surface of your jewelry, and you definitely don't want that. So what can you do in spite of all this information? You still want to keep your hands clean and stay safe and healthy. So what I would suggest is don't apply it directly onto your jewelry. So when you're putting on your hand sanitizer, just put it around the palm, the fingertips, places where you're likely to touch things. This This area, try to avoid applying it onto the ring area if you can. Others may suggest is to actually remove your jewelry when you wash, when you apply hand sanitizer, but then you run the risk of losing your jewelry. I'd rather damage my jewelry than to lose it. So one thing is when people go wash their hands, they like to remove their rings and jewelry and maybe leave it aside on the sink, but that runs the risk of also you forgetting your rings being on the sink. And that has happened to my dad a long time ago when he was washing his hands and he took off his wedding band and left it by the sink. And you keep thinking to yourself, I'm going to remember to put it on, but then you never know what happens. Suddenly you hear a cry or your phone rings or whatever, and then you get distracted and you leave, and then there goes your ring. And then the other thing is people might want to say put it in a piece of tissue, wrap it up, put it away in a bag. I also don't suggest doing that because there's so many times where you're clearing out your bag and you see a roll of rolled up tissue and you think it's actually dirty and you end up throwing it away. So whenever we return home, we always wash our hands, and the best way to do that is also for your jewelry. Just take off your jewelry, put it in a bowl of warm water, not too hot. Put 1 drop of dish soap and then just let it sit for maybe a minute or 2, and then use a soft toothbrush, maybe a baby toothbrush, and just gently brush away the dirt and and just get into the little crevices of your pieces, and then wipe with a soft towel and they're good to go. So hopefully this is a way for us to compromise, stay safe and healthy, and yet also be able to enjoy the pieces that we've collected. Hopefully this was useful for you, a little bit of sharing on things that I've learned through my research. It's always been in the back of my mind whether this is going to affect my jewelry, and I'm glad to know that there's something I can do about it. If you like this channel, please give me a like and please subscribe. Hope to see you next time. Bye now.